Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, we are live. This is our first episode of Sip and Chat with the ladies. We are sipping, we are chatting, and this is mental health awareness. We're gonna talk about that today, but I'm gonna let the ladies introduce themselves again. Whoever want to start, you got the floor.
I'm Ebony. We're going to get this thing started tonight. Mental Awareness Month.
All right.
All right, I'm Miss Nikki Johnson, and of course, we are going to be talking and touching on mental illness and mental awareness month, something that needs to be said and recognized.
All right. So, who wants to get into the first topic about mental health?
Did you choose your topic?
For me, we can start with people with bipolar.
Okay.
So I am next month will be 8 years bipolar person. I've had it for 8 years. I tell a lot of people you can't let this overcome you. You got to defeat it. I deal with so much. I don't take the medication because medication causes me to have. I am an epilepsy patient as well. So it does a lot to me. Not only with the bipolarism, I have children that have mental illness. I have a daughter that has ADD. I have a son that has ADHD. Also have my daughter with the same thing as autism spectrum. So it's so many different autisms, but she's on the spectrum. And she just she'll be 19 this year, and she's doing good with it. So
what is autism spectrum?
So it's like the first whim of being full autistic. So it's just certain little things, like she doesn't line the cards up, she doesn't line toys up, she doesn't line pens and stuff up. It's just that the spectrum of it is certain things. She has the phobia, she's scared of a crowd of people. So that's a part of autism. She doesn't look people straight in the eyes when she talks to them. So that's an issue, and it's hard to deal with it. So being a parent with a child with those type of special needs is hard. It's hard.
I can imagine.
It's hard. Hey Tabitha, how you doing? Please share the live. We got to talk about this.
I can kind of touch it with home base.
Okay.
Like in my family, we don't have diagnosis of like breast cancer. Very rare that cancer actually runs in our family, but mental illness is one of the number one things that runs in my family, immediately family. And so we would say mental illness on one side of the family, and then there's alcoholism on another side. But I think one of the topics that I wanted to touch on is bipolarness, because there are a lot of people, a lot of us, especially African Americans, that are and have been diagnosed with this particular mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
And you have found those people that have embraced it. Some are still in denial about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of done my research on it a little bit today to kind of get into the world and the mindset of bipolarness,
Mm-hmm.
because I sometimes can be bipolar. My mood can, once I got to reading the symptoms of bipolar, and I'm like, it sounds like this could possibly be me.
Right.
You know, with having a change of energy, a change of mood swings.
Mm-hmm.
What were some of the things that I discovered? A lot of times hiding behind shopping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are some of the symptoms and signs of bipolarness, and depression.
Mm-hmm.
The things that can bring on bipolarness. It
Right.
can be hereditary, but there are certain things brain chemically imbalanced that causes you to have it as well.
Correct.
Nikki,
Yeah.
what about you?
Well, I want to touch on anxiety because I know that that's something that I've dealt with a little bit, especially, going through day-to-day life challenges. So a lot of people they don't really look at anxiety as being a mental disorder, but sometimes it can overtake your train of thought. It can cause heart palpitations, mood swings, dizziness, and you can pass out. I haven't had it that severe, but a lot of times I do have that anxiousness of the uncertainty. So, that's some of the things that, I want to touch on as we go on in our conversation about, anxiety. And then another one I want to touch on is the phobia. A lot of people don't know that having a phobia of something is also a mental disorder. So, I have a fear of riding buses. A lot of people don't know that. But like the large charter buses, I have a fear of riding a charter bus.
We on the same boat.
And I don't know what happens and what it just does something to me. I can share one time, my husband and I, we were on a trip to Lake Tahoe, and I didn't know that part of the trip would call for riding the charter bus up the mountain. And we had to fly into Reno. And once we got to Lake Tahoe, we had to drive uphill, and we went in March, and there's still snow in March on that part of on the Nevada side. And so the mountains, they don't have a rail. So you're going up the cliff, and I was petrified, and then the only thing that I could think of on the trip as when I got there is that I got to take this bus back to get back home. So for me, you will never hardly ever see me ride a long trip on a bus. I travel plane, trains, and automobiles, but the bus is one that you can miss me on because I try to overcome. Mm-hmm. I don't try to be a stickler to it and let it take over me, but that's one of the challenges that I do face. So I'll take it. I'll send it back to you, Shay, so you can touch on a few more things and maybe some experiences to help some of our viewers out on the different phobias and the different mental disorders.
Right.
There are quite a bit of them. And we as people, we don't like to go seek the treatment. We always say, "Oh, pray to God," or we always say, "Just talk to somebody." As far as a family member. But there are some professionals who can help us with facing some of these mental disorder challenges that we have. Mm-hmm. So it's always so many resources now that we can tap into, and it's not a stigma of where you're crazy now or label is crazy.
Right.
So please, ma'am and sir, if you're facing some of those challenges, there's outlets. I hope that this show today can bring some lightness and awareness to some of those challenges that you might be faced with, because it's real out here.
That's right.
But it's more in our Black community. We think it's cliche.
Oh, that's good.
We think it's cliche. We're scared to talk about mental illness. If somebody in your family got it, and for me, mental illness really came along when I had my daughter. I was questioned when I had my daughter, my last child, and we had parents. We had a group of parents, all the parents who have kids with special needs, and so we had, not being racist, but we had a white coach, and the thing was, I think it was only myself and another Black mother in there, and the question that they asked all the white parents was, "How do you feel about your child being with special needs?" And so they were telling them. When they got to me and the Black lady, they were like, "Well, what did you guys do for your babies to come out with special needs?" We was like, why we didn't get the same answers or questions that they got? So when the lady got up to speak, she was like, "Well, I did nothing." She said, "Well, this is the coach." She said, "Well, usually in the Black community, when we see kids with special needs, we think it's drug related."
But we've been stereotyped a long time.
Yes.
So that's
On a lot of things. That's
Yes.
a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's a whole nother
Yes.
topic. So
Yeah,
That's a
whole
whole
nother topic. I'm
Yeah.
saying, hold on. But it causes you to be a parent when you have a child. Like it causes you to have a mental illness because you're still somebody's already questioning you, thinking you done something wrong. So you're like, did I really do something wrong? But it happens like that. But what I'm going to say is, in the Black community, we need to quit pushing that away and talk about it. Quit thinking it's cliche. It doesn't happen to us. Yes, it does.
and then also
Yes,
you
it
have this thing where it's almost like with pain medication.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
Mhm.
known that African Americans, we can tolerate pain.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in pain,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't need pain medication.
Right.
Because unfortunately, that era has been abused for so long. And it's almost like with mental illness. You can go see a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
Either they're going to take you serious about what it is that you're saying that you feel, how you see things, or to them it's just an act.
Right.
And because a lot of times we don't act on it. And the times that were given to us to act on it, a
Mhm.
lot of times, unfortunately, people done it just to get a check,
Yeah.
just to say, I'm crazy.
Right.
You know, let me get this disability check.
Mm-hmm.
And so those type of stigmas have been put on African Americans. And now it affects the people that are really dealing with these issues.
Exactly.
That when we go and seek the help, we're not able to get the help that we need, or we're kind of debating about where and who we should talk to. Do we want to talk to male or female? Are they going to be African American, Caucasian, versus just seeking the help? And Nikki, when you were talking about anxiety, I had something tragically that happened to me where I couldn't sleep for 6 months.
Oh,
Like, couldn't sleep.
Jeez.
Waking up in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep. And I'm like, okay, I have to get up and go to work. This is not normal.
wow.
I immediately scheduled an appointment with my primary care doctor. And I'm like, look, I'm not sleeping at night. I'm getting up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning thinking that this particular thing is going to happen to me again.
Right.
And it's causing me not to be able to function in my everyday activities.
Right.
This is a problem for me.
Yeah.
So I was able to identify it first, take control of it,
Mm-hmm.
and seek the help and get on the medication to help me get some sleep to control the anxiety.
Ooh.
So I mean, just speaking about anxiety, that is for sure something that I struggle with.
And you said the magic word.
Mhm.
I think the first step is to recognize it or acknowledge it. A lot of times we're in denial, and we don't want to say, "Oh no, that's not what that is," or
Mhm.
Don't want to bring any light to it, and don't want to tell anybody, don't want to share, because it may be you labeled as crazy, quote
Mhm.
unquote.
Mhm.
So I that's the first step, and I think, in my opinion,
Mhm.
that most people need to acknowledge that, because I just thought my phobia was just a fear, even
Right.
though that's the same thing,
Right.
but it is something that I can seek therapy about.
Right. Right.
And I find it therapeutic where I now, I'll take a short ride on the bus.
She said
I'm
a short ride.
Man,
Short ride on the bus.
I know now, not the girl.
She said a short
A
ride
short
on
ride
the
on
bus.
the bus. I gotta start somewhere.
Well, see, I have an anxiety on flights. I can't do anything longer than 3-4 hours.
Baby, I never
After
flew.
3-4 hours, I have to have a Valium, something to help me sleep. So you're the bus, I'm the plane.
And I'm the grocery store.
Ooh.
I can't go in the grocery store and there's a lot of people. I'm freaked out.
You can't go.
Oh no.
Oh.
I have to go to like
I gotta
for
think
me,
on
I
that.
have to shop at when it opens 6 in the morning, and I gotta be out of
Thank
there
God they
before
started
7
home
o'clock.
delivery.
Yes, I love home delivery. I can't do a lot of people. That freaks me out. It freaks me out.
And ladies, we wearing our green.
Yes.
Green is to represent Mental Illness Awareness Month. We all came out and represented with our green.
Now we got some viewers that's watching. I see y'all. Can y'all tell us some of y'all issues?
And I'm
that
trying
y'all
to
dealt
share
with?
mine. They're telling me it's not on my page, so I'm not sure you're live. I'm live.
She may have to go to Tower and then
So,
share.
so what we're having is some issues because it's raining where we are, you guys. So we
Let me
have
see
some
the phone.
issues getting in. So
I was at
Okay. So we're having issues, because it's storming here where we are in Texas. So we're having some issues. So bear along with us. If you got some questions, you want to throw something out there, just ask us. Please feel free to ask us. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And then as we go through it, let's name a couple of the disorders, the mental disorders.
Okay.
You have clinical depression.
Okay.
You also have anxiety disorder,
Okay.
bipolar disorder,
Okay.
dementia. A lot of people, I didn't know that was a mental disorder.
Right.
We just named it dementia.
Right.
So attention deficit disorder, hyperactive
Right.
disorder, schizophrenia,
Yeah.
obsessive compulsive disorder. Some people you call them controlling, but
Right.
that more so is a disorder.
Right.
And then we'll talk about post-traumatic.
What was the
stress
name of that
disorder.
one that was controlling?
Obsessive compulsive disorder.
Oh, I don't have some associates with that.
And then the one that we mostly
Is that the one you be stalking somebody?
is the post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD.
I have
Right.
I got that in so many different ways.
I
I,
have
can't even.
Woo, I have that.
Relationship, just life itself.
Bull
PTSD.
disorder. Dumb
Working
stuff
at
disorder.
my employer.
Okay. Co-worker disorder. Children disorder sometimes. No, but all seriousness, though, like I said again, it's real cliche in the Black community. And I'm going to say this a lot because we dismiss it. And we shouldn't.
And also with being diagnosed with bipolarness, that is something that is lifelong treatment.
Yes, it is.
That is like a forever thing for you once you're diagnosed with it. It
Yeah.
is a forever treatment.
Yes, it is.
I'm telling you, when I started listening, reading up on some of the symptoms of it, I'm like, some of this sounds like me. And it's okay. It's okay. And just the fact that, I think I saw a change of energy,
Mm-hmm.
change in your thinking, change in your behavior,
And your
change
mood.
in your sleep,
Yeah.
difficult to concentrate, self-doubt, delusional. There's
And you cry a lot.
Oh.
When you have bipolar, because I cried a lot. Sometimes I could be crying, then I'd be happy all of a sudden. But it's bad for me. I can't take the medication because I have epilepsy. So I have to deal with it.
Oh, so sometimes, Shay, when you be like, that beat
Yep.
did this.
That's my bipolar
she
kicking
did
in, y'all. And then I come back and be
Shay,
like,
no, she did. Oh, yes, she did.
and then I come back, she nice as hell.
Yeah, she won't really like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
But that's what it
That's that. Well, I'm not gonna say that's the delusional, but which one do you think that is? It's not self-doubt.
just going through. That's what I call it. Just going through. Going through.
But it's okay. The most important thing is about the fact that you're able to embrace it.
Yeah.
You're
And
able
I
to
laugh
embrace
about
it.
it.
And not even just the support that you have
Mm-hmm.
for just having it. And it takes a lot for you to talk about you having these mental illness as well as you dealing with it with your children.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the most. So you're really a superwoman.
Yeah, because my oldest is considered legally blind. My second son has ADHD. My two middle kids, they suffer with depression. And my youngest baby has special needs. She suffered with depression. I went through episodes where my three daughters tried to kill themselves.
Mm.
So I've been through all of that. That's why I tell it's okay to talk with your kids.
Mhm.
It is.
Talk with your
Very
kids.
important.
Don't
Very
dismiss.
important.
When they tell you something's wrong, don't dismiss
Why are we talking about kids?
it.
What's
know
wrong with them? Can somebody tell? I don't know if it's the new weed.
That's the millennial children.
I don't know. Did I drop them on the head?
Everybody after 89.
I don't
something
know
wrong
if
with
it
them.
was the milk.
It's something after 89. If you're born after 89, something wrong with
Let me
you.
tell you, I need some help with somebody explaining to me these 2,000 babies.
They born after
I think it's the
89.
90s. It's
Because
the 90 on
I
Yeah.
know
I know
that
that's
I
something
tried-
wrong.
let me tell you, I need some help.
Some
I
are.
need some explanation.
You know what it is?
I love my babies now. Now I'm not coming from a kid. I'm just talking about the whole 2,000 babies in general. Because they all wonderful. They're some wonderful babies.
Because what it is, the parents are trying to be their kids' friends these days.
Yeah, and we spoil them. And we
Mhm.
provided them with every little thing that we didn't have.
Yeah.
I don't think the kids will even know where corn grows from.
They don't.
I don't even know if they even know where peas come from.
They don't.
Do they even know what any of the vegetables and fruit are
You
grown
couldn't
from?
stick a kid nowadays in a farm at all to do no farming work with.
Do they know how to milk a cow?
Nah.
I
Do they know how to-
don't think that they will even try to do it. I think
No.
they would say we could pay somebody to do that. Why would we
Yeah.
even go out there to do that? But I don't know. It's mental illness touches our community,
Mm-hmm.
our loved ones,
Mm-hmm.
and also in our homes. So there are a lot of things that we can cover in this topic, but I know this hour wouldn't be enough for
Right.
us to do
That's
so.
Right.
But we need to
Hey, how you doing?
always say, hey, know the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist.
Come on.
There are so many different avenues. Some people go to the church,
Mm-hmm.
and some people go to their friends.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I feel like I'm a counselor in some areas, and I'm like, hey, that's
Girl,
above
that you
me.
are.
But
you
we
are.
have to, we can be that, because I know when I'm at my low, I know I can call on my girls, my sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They're there for me. But when I have those alone moments, and it's like, what do I do next? How do I get past this? And that anxiety kick in, it's like, oh Lord, let me chill out, take a deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me reset.
So
Mhm.
you know what I'm noticing? That if our era, which I am a 70s baby,
Mhm.
okay, 70 babies. Okay,
Seven
so
in the house.
if our era may have struggled with acknowledging any mental illness, I want to touch back on the 2,000 babies.
Mm-hmm.
These babies are struggling
Mm-hmm.
with mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
They are crying out for help.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to deal with everyday situations. If it was us in the 90s, we knew how to feed our babies. We
Right.
knew how to get up and go get 3 or 4 jobs.
That's right.
We knew how to hustle. We knew how to bust it. We knew exactly what to do to provide and to stay headstrong.
Right.
With the 2,000 babies, it's this thing that they're struggling with where we don't know anything. I'm talking about the 70 babies.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's like we just had them.
Mm-hmm.
We're always doing too much.
Mhm.
We're never doing enough.
Overreacting.
We're overreacting. We don't know what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did back in y'all days.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I saw somebody post something on Facebook in reference to crimes that was going on in Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And this young lady said it should be where all of the people from the 70s, because Jackson is a small town and everybody knows everybody, why don't we get all of our children together and let each child meet that person's child? Because the people that's committing the crime is my friend Tom, I went to high school with, son, just killed my son
Okay.
because my son and Tom's son had some beef.
Gotcha.
And me and Tom grew up together. Me and Tom was like brothers and sisters in high school.
Gotcha.
But due to the fact of the disconnection of family origin
Mm-hmm.
and the 70 parents keeping the 2,000 babies, like Nikki said earlier, in shape, not thinking that we're their friends
Mhm.
versus parents and doing those parents things. So now we try to do it with the grandbabies. We
Right.
try to make up and do all of the things that we couldn't do for those 2,000 babies with those little bitty babies now.
Right.
So that's why I say I need some help with people chiming in. If you're struggling with these 2,000 babies, some of the
Mhm.
things that you may have done that another guest can hear or see. And we have a lot of people born in the 70s have lost their children.
Yeah.
due to senseless crime, due to suicide.
That's right.
You know, so this is a very
Suicide.
serious thing in reference to suicide.
Yeah, suicide
That is
at
something
an all-time high. And just to bring, some perspective into anxiety, like 31%
Mm-hmm.
of adults experience an anxiety disorder. And then at some point of your life. And I know that during the epidemic,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, I when I thought I had COVID and I turned on CNN, it just intensified
Yeah.
my anxiety and
Mhm.
everything. And when I caught a sniffle, I lost it.
Girl, you
Okay.
still had
I lost
she had her mask on the flight last week.
Baby, I still fly with that. Let me tell y'all something, Facebook.
For people nasty.
Now, you may think that I go everywhere in the world, and I do. However, I have 2 masks on
Shit.
when I'm on that plane. So I don't play about that. I've traveled 22 hours on a plane.
We were flying
I
just
mean,
1
dang
hour.
on
She still
if
had
I'm going to breathe that same air
1 hour.
without my mask. I don't care. You can say
55
whatever you
minutes.
gotta say.
She still had it on.
Hey, you protecting
I'm
yourself.
doing that. And it just brings a sense of peace. So it's like they say, find your triggers and know how to cope with it. I know that closed spaces for a long period of time, breathing the same air will bring on my anxiety. And I got to put my mask on. It just feels like a safety blanket for me. So you could say, Nikki, travel everywhere in the world. I do. I go everywhere I want to go. I don't care how long the flight is.
Right.
But if it's 30 minutes, I got my dang on mask on.
Right.
If it's 30 hours, I got my mask on. Because that's just something that just makes me feel better. I'm right. I mean, I don't want to offend anybody that's flying next to me, but I always tell them, hey, I will not. Because when I took my mask off, I'll never forget going to Puerto Rico. I got sick as a dog because the man in front of me was coughing. I passed him a mint. I passed him a cough drop. I passed him all kinds of stuff. And I couldn't even enjoy my trip in Puerto Rico because I was sick as a dog.
See, I'd have bust him in the face.
But
See.
that was at the onset
See.
of COVID.
I'd have bust
So
him in.
I don't know if I had it or not because
Cover your mouth, nasty.
He was hawking and smiling. I said,
no.
oh, no, I can't do it. So I do travel with my mask, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's all.
Ooh, cover your mouth, nasty. See, I got kicked off the plane.
Yeah, people nasty. I'm sorry.
So do we have any viewers that's on that would like to chime in? Have any questions? Have any stories that you would like to tell, or
something that you want us to touch on?
Something that you may want us to touch on?
I do. How do you help people deal with grief?
Oh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. That is a God. That's a God thing for me.
Yeah,
that's a hard. I mean, that's hard.
So
everybody deals with grief different.
They do.
Yeah, because I deal with it.
There's
hard.
no time to be done with grieving.
Right.
So, how do you help a person get through with it? I don't know.
Because I deal with grief on a big scale. For me, when I lost my grandmother, my birthday is December the 9th. I lost my grandmother December 15th of 2009. And I grieved for 5 years. Then just last year, he's not my biological father. Yeah. Yes, I did say grief. Yes. My stepfather was murdered. And if I tell you that was the hardest pill to swallow, because he raised me from a kid. So, to deal with grief. So it's like, for me, I don't try to get close to people because I'm scared they're going to die. And when I get close to you, I hold on to you tight because I don't want to lose that. So for me, like with y'all, it's like I have to grip y'all tight because if something happens, I'm devastated. I'm devastated. So it's like, for me, grief is so hard. Even with my mom, when they told me my mom was legally blind, she could see a little bit. That devastated me because I cried so much because I was like, how can I fix it? How can I fix it? But that does a lot to me. Grief does a lot to me. Grieving is hard for me.
I can't say, Nikki, you got something?
I mean, for me, I don't know. I handle grief at the time that grief, is there.
Mm-hmm.
The day of or the week of or whatever. but I don't know. They call me hard a lot of times
She is.
because I'm like the Rock. I don't know. Like if I look at death, as being something that we all have to do.
Right.
So in my mind,
There you
I
go.
say,
That's it right there.
I look at the side of the person being able to have the memories and cherish all of the thoughts and the time that I had spent with that person to make them immortal and live with me forever. So it's not that I grieve them in the fact where I'm saddened. I grieve them in the fact where I'm happy that I got the time to deal with that person. And then if it's been times where I've had first cousins who just pass away in their sleep, just suddenly. And I get emotional about it. But at the same time, I think about all of the times that we've had with each other, one another, and all of it, whether we talked every day or didn't talk at all. It's just something that, I hold on to that way. So I don't let the grief become a disorder for me.
Right.
So I try to stay strong, but of course I'm a human and I do get weak at times, no matter how hard they think I am. But I try to look at things in a positive light and pull all of the positive energy out of it that I can take from it and carry me on. I haven't had the loss of my parents, praise God, that they're both still with me, but they have their challenges every day. So they're getting older. Yeah. And I don't know if I'll go before them, but I hope, and I told somebody this before, I said, if my mom did pass, I love my mom. She loves me. She's instilled a lot in me. And I know that if that was to happen, I would be devastated.
Right.
But she's raised me to be a strong woman. So I don't want my grief to become a mental disorder.
Right. And another thing is the fact that I have a sister. And if it's a family member or just a friend, a close friend, she's the first to console. She's the first to take charge. She's the first to do any speaking on the behalf. And I'm always like, how can you do that? I mean, how can you stand there and be able to speak in a devastating time like this? And it's nobody but God. But God can help you get through grief, how to cope with it. That's most definitely like you have to take your time with him in order to get through that.
Right. We had Miss Nikki get kicked out, y'all, from this rain. She'll be back.
Miss Nikki got kicked out?
Yeah,
I'm coming back. I'll be there.
She's coming back.
There she go. This rain is.
We had some bad
Y'all
weather
stay
here,
safe.
but we're back.
All right, stay safe in the rain, guys, because it's raining pretty bad.
So, do we have anybody that's watching and want to come in and talk about? And then I want to know what another thing that could cause somebody to just lose it. You have so many great people, wonderful hearts, great intentions. We are the first ones to get mistreated, dogged out. And then when you react in the way of the person that's treating you that way, which we shouldn't, something wrong with us. We crazy.
She talking about me.
Why we had to do that.
Now, when you say we, sister,
about
who
me.
you talking about? Are you talking about?
She talking about me.
No, when I say
talking
we,
about we, sister.
When I say-
clarify who we are.
I'm speaking in reference to myself.
Okay.
Because I say I, like in reference to me, we are, well, let me say myself. I've experienced that, and I know we're talking about mental illness, but things that people take you through in life can make you go there and mess with this that cause you to react and do things and say things and become a person that you never wanted to be. It happens in relationships. You have women that's done been in bad relationship, and based on how they was abused physically, mentally, it has mentally mess with that male or female.
That's
but
that
they're
trigger.
That's
Right
that
there.
trigger. Yes.
And that's the PTSD disorder that you can associate that with.
That's what mine trip.
Because
See, I've been married.
a
twice.
lot of
That's what
times,
they've been having, that PT what?
The PTSD.
PTSD. Now that's something I need to stay away
you
from.
know, a lot of times they always associate PTSD with being in the military, things like that. No, PTSD can hit anybody, everybody. You know, something traumatic that can cause an impact in your life, and then when it's triggered, it causes you to either spaz out or however you handle that. It can, you know, that's something that can really strike a person. So a lot of times we self-diagnose ourselves just like we do with health issues, you know. But we need to start going to the doctors, finding the right doctor. As I stated earlier, you know, knowing the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist. What's up, Miss Nikki? That's another sister chiming in. Those are the things that we need to do. You know, primary care doctors, you can start talking with your primary care doctor about some of those disorders. When they have the triage and asking you those questions, you know, do you have high blood pressure, anxiety, things like, be honest. Those are the people who you're hiring to seek the treatment that you need and require to help you dealing with your everyday life. So knowing your family history, mental illness is hereditary.
So what does PTSD stand for?
Post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Okay, mine means something
Or
else.
So
Mine means something else. Please don't start the shit.
So I mean, those are some of the
that.
things, you know, I've talked to,
Right.
you know, my son, you know,
Right.
sometimes my oldest son,
Right.
you know, it's hard to tap into him, and I tell him, baby, you got an outlet. You know, there are so many ways that I can help you as a parent, things that you don't have to deal with by yourself. You know, we're tight knit with our family. You know, when we love on our family. And so that means a whole lot to me. So, you know, just knowing the triggers, knowing that and saying that you have a disorder.
Right.
If it doesn't feel right, 9 times out of 10 is not right. So get the help that you deserve and that you need, that's required. You know, I tell my primary care now because I know that, you know, certain cancers run in my family. My mom and my dad have heart disorders. So those are things that I'm honest with my doctor with, so that it's some prevention that I can take. I want to start that early on because that's a start of longevity to life. Or you can, you know, lengthen the years of life that you have when you have the right treatment. And it's the same thing as the mind. You know, when the mind goes, you're gone.
That's right.
You're gone.
That's right.
So please, fam out there, you know, mental illness month, tap in, you know, do some self-reflections. You know, I'm big on vacations. That's my opportunity to try to reset and just relax and get away, you know, from the day-to-day pressure of work. I mean, I've been working all my adult life, and so have all the rest of us. You know, I'm on the downstroke of, you know, hopefully looking at retirement within the next 6 years. So,
go ahead, girl.
you know, I'm like, hey, I'm ready for it, but I still got to get up and go to work every day.
So Tabitha said, grief never goes away.
That's right. I can feel
I
that.
can feel it.
You know, it's always stuck with you, you know, but everybody, we all handle it in different ways. So I think it never goes away. They're never forgotten. Let's say that. You know, I have PTSD too, Tabitha, in certain areas, because I'm telling you, the triggers are real.
So we want more.
Like they say, F around and find out.
So we have like 15 minutes
I
left.
let people find
What's up,
out.
Will? How you
What's up,
doing?
So we have like 15 minutes left. I think we've done enough talking. We want you guys to come into the chat room.
Chime
Come
on
in.
us.
Let us talk about some of these topics that you have, and give us some of the things so we can
not just mental
communicate
illness,
with you.
anything you got that's going on with you.
Yeah, you know, it's always good to see, you know, everybody come in and make their comments. We told you we're interactive.
Yeah.
We're not that type where you can't say anything to us and we won't be as transparent as we can. I told y'all some things are off limit, but a lot of times I will share a whole lot of things that you'll get from me that you won't get.
I'm gonna get us a shirt.
And Rosalind made a statement earlier. She said
What
she
Rosalind
loved
said?
it. It's
This
the transparency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and
Yeah.
and that's what this is all about. We're not trying to sugarcoat anything.
And
We're
we
having
can't.
these conversations. I don't think you'll find it any realer than this.
Mm.
You won't find it any realer, and nothing is off the table. I mean, there's topics we're gonna get started on. This is just the first night.
Right.
It was
right.
a wonderful day to start and a
Mhm.
wonderful month,
Yes.
Mhm.
because this is something that needs to be discussed. But moving forward, this stuff is gonna get real,
Ooh, it's gonna be
real soon,
real.
real soon.
I just don't want
And
to
we
end up on verse
try to keep
48.
it PG. So
We're gonna try.
you know,
We're gonna try.
we try to keep it PG.
Because I know my
However,
kids may
you
be
know,
watching.
real life.
They
when them
grown.
triggers-
They grown.
Those
When
They
no-
2000
done heard it before.
those 2000 babies may be watching, so I have to be.
Child, they more grown than we are.
careful.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Well, let me share some good positive news
Okay.
that
Okay.
that I shared on Facebook and with my family. About I got a new grandbaby. They done triggered me into being a grandmother, and that's something I'm struggling with right now. I love the grandbaby; she's beautiful.
And
I don't even know what
Now, what you want to be called?
What do you
don't
wanna be
know.
called?
I don't know, y'all. Somebody put something in the chat. Maybe
My grandbaby
maybe
called me
it's fixed
Gigi.
because I wasn't
Okay.
ready for it.
I have
Tabitha
some topics
said-
next time. Okay.
Okay, well, Tabitha.
That's fine.
Wait. You say your topic.
It can be rated
It
on.
can be ready
We
now.
can kind of twist it up.
And you
Yeah.
know what, Tabitha?
I'm gonna say what it
We
is.
may find some time on Saturday while you're in town to get you on here.
We have
Yeah.
put a disclaimer on there when listeners get
Okay,
on there.
y'all can talk about me losing 35 pounds to get my sex in this bag.
It's a hot boy summer meal, I'm trying to tell you.
Hey.
Let me tell you something.
Ozempic,
But listen,
Mounjaro, Wegovy.
but
They
you know
ain't paying
what?
us though.
Will, why we talk about weight loss, that could be a disorder, a mental disorder.
It is.
Because where we may
Because
think
I got a weight
that
problem.
we need to lose
I do.
weight.
Oprah talked about
And
that.
I can't
we
wait to
feel
eat
like
though. I can't wait to eat.
we
That's
have
my weight
lost
problem.
enough weight.
I'll stay
it was
home.
Never enough.
I'll be
But
ready
it's
to
not
eat.
funny, Will. I'm telling you.
I'll be ready to
It's
eat.
a mental disorder because I feel
Yeah,
like
weight loss is a mental
I need
disorder.
to
It is.
lose weight. And
I
everybody
do
goes, oh no, you
too.
look fine. No, it's in my head that I need to lose weight.
Me too.
But see, y'all,
I think I need
y'all
to
ain't
lose
got.
See
See,
what I'm talking about?
I got booty do. My stomach still got further than my booty do, so I do need to lose
Gigi, I
weight.
like Gigi.
You know, we got the ooh. Lord.
Tabitha said y'all can talk about me. Oh no, that's Will.
Yeah,
We're
some of
talking
him
about
hot boy
losing
something.
weight.
I
I
think
think
it's-
I'm hot boy something.
She say I think about food all the time. Okay, Tabitha, me too. Hungry right now, but somebody ain't cooked over here.
I'm
Yeah.
working. I ain't good.
Yeah.
Ain't cooked.
It is real, y'all.
It is.
I
It
mean, it used to be
It's
where,
hard
like
trying
when
to
I
eat right
went
now.
through
It is.
anxiety
It is hard.
and I went to my doctor, my gynecologist, and he prescribed me some what's the pills for anxiety?
It could be Zoloft.
No.
Oh no.
Wellbutrin.
No.
Yeah.
It was way back when.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know.
Not I can't even remember what it
Xanax.
was. No, it wasn't Xanax. It's something
Ooh,
else, but
baby.
they used to prescribe all the time back then. But I don't know.
Xanax make you do this here.
But
Zoloft.
I never took it, but I probably should have
Okay.
at sometimes. But I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do this on my own. I'm gonna do the work.
You gonna-
mind over matter.
Okay.
But if it would have got to the point where I would have medicated myself, you had to do it medically necessary, I would have. But it's a real topic.
Yeah,
you know,
it is. It is.
I mean, there could be somebody just looking and watching and or may see this later that's struggling with, depression. That's real big in our community.
Oh, yes.
That's something that, we don't shed a lot of light on. And depression is one of the big boys of the mental disorders. So Oh my
Stop
goodness.
that. Stop that.
We
You gonna play the oxtails now. Stop that.
That sounds good. I may do that. Go put some in my pressure cooker once this
Will,
segment
you
is
got a
over.
disorder.
Eat them. Gotta eat them. Ooh, oxtails. Ew. Well, y'all know I don't eat all that stuff.
She got a mental disorder.
I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork. I
I'm
really don't
eating.
eat meat chicken.
I'm eating.
Oh.
I'm eating, Will. I'm with you.
But if
Certain
everything
things,
cooking,
what
I mean,
she got
especially that
a-
gumbo.
she got a disorder. I mean,
This
you
woman
gotta
love
eat
for
to
me to
live.
cook.
You
I
gotta eat to live, man.
Listen, this woman, I drive an hour home from work, get off at
That
5.
sounds good.
turkey necks right now. Oh, see.
Come on, Tabitha.
Oh.
You eat turkey necks
I'll
right
call Ebony at work and be like, "What you cooking?" And she still be at work at 12 something. What you cooking today? I be waiting. Y'all, I'm happy because tomorrow my anniversary.
What
Oh,
happened?
tomorrow, how many
Anniversary?
years?
10 years.
10
10
years.
years.
Praise the Lord.
10 years.
Praise
And
that.
what
That,
you
that
had-
can cause a mental disorder.
Hey, show can. Shit.
We ain't gonna
10.
talk about that. That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother
whole
topic.
nother
10
subject.
years. 10.
Whole nother
Been together
time.
14, married 10. And it's been a ride. This is my second marriage.
Okay.
But it's good. 10
It's all
years.
right.
Yeah.
It's all
10 years,
right.
I-
that's wonderful.
10
My
years
second
is
marriage,
great.
my first marriage, because that first marriage.
That's another topic. That's another topic.
That caused some PTSD.
Shit, that may
Baby,
that may call that bipolarness.
that's called Don't Let Me End Up on First 48.
We gotta get some t-shirts.
Yeah,
gotta
the day will be great, so don't end up on First
We
48.
gotta get
right
some
there.
t-shirts.
Right there. Yeah, we're going to get some Sip and Chat t-shirts. We're going to sell
Yeah,
them.
we just coming through to give y'all a real, on what it is. A lot of times that
Tabitha, we'll
Get
see you
them
next
benefits.
week.
There you go,
Yeah,
right there. You
some
get them
benefits.
benefits right there. Mm-hmm.
cheers to
Good
the,
benefits. Good benefits.
to the benefits.
Yeah, all them benefits.
Cheers to the
Oh,
benefits.
yeah. Look, I'm drinking a
Cheers
whole
to the
cup on that.
benefits.
Cheers to the benefits.
Oh, a little more benefits.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
We'll get you some benefits.
Social Security number.
Oh,
401k.
that,
We got your mama in insurance.
oh,
Right
Lord.
there. Right there.
Yeah, that is. Ooh.
Right there. Oh, you know what? Our
Cheers
next
to
topic
benefits.
should be, how do you handle your in-laws?
Ooh, child.
Well,
I don't know. I love Mama
mine.
E.
I
I don't know. I do. I love your mama. Yeah. Oh, I love her.
well don't you
Ooh,
love
I
her.
love
on
her.
a little wine
I
now.
love
My
her.
husband love her.
Oh, I
We,
love
we,
Mama E.
we,
Well,
we're
I
not
can say-
giving any special
Love
sponsor.
me some
They're not
Mama E.
sponsoring our
Right.
talk
We ain't
show.
telling no
So
name.
we'll tell y'all offline with what we sipping on.
Right there.
But it's a little bit of wine here.
Hey, how you
But
doing,
let's-
Jason? Yeah, I love your mama. She remind me of my mama.
What's
I
up,
love her.
Jason?
We gotta get on
Thanks
Nora
for
on
showing
here.
up.
I
We gotta
love
get on Nora on
Oh,
here.
baby, we gonna have a good
Yeah.
time with
Oh,
Mama E.
y'all
And my
wait a
mama
minute.
too. Oh, Lord.
We
We gotta definitely.
we
Well,
must-
if we put all our mamas on here.
Oh, that would be good. One night we're gonna let the moms host this thing.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Jesus. Let me
We
take a
should
sip.
we could have done that for Mother's Day.
Let me
So
take a
if y'all don't
but,
see our other show on Friday, it's because of our mothers.
Ooh, child.
So we
My
have
mama caused me to have a mental disorder about my weight. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm
my
gonna tell
mama
on
don't
her.
tell her
hurt your
I'm gonna
feelings.
tell
My
on
mama
her.
do
I'm
too.
gonna
Ooh,
tell
you getting a little
Mom,
big.
if you watching or you see this later, every time I walk through the door, she be like, "Oh God,
my mama
girl, you
too.
get big."
Mama, guess what my
And
mama
if I get small, oh Lord, girl, you get
Yes,
don't
Mama.
lose no more weight, child.
Did you hear what mama told me when we went to Jackson?
Yeah.
My aunt say, ooh, Evan, it look like you picking your weight back up. My
It
mama,
be your
my
own
mama.
parents that
My
cause
mama
you to
say,
have mental problems.
thank God.
I ain't
Make it look like you just crackhead size.
She said, thank God. I'm like,
lying.
mama.
It be your own parents. that
And my
cause-
mama be like, you losing weight. I be
Yeah.
like, what the hell you looking at?
We gotta break the cycle. That's why I
Yeah.
don't tell my sons nothing about how they weight look.
Yeah, we got to.
Because that just does something to you. She'll have me walk around in the back. Ooh, child. Get on my damn nerves.
Being there starving and stuff, hungry as hell.
Hungry as hell. Every time I go around, woo, girl. you swear about 400 pounds. God dang it.
The part they get to when they say, "Ooh, what you mean? Ooh, shoot, I look like you."
Oh, get on my damn nerves.
Yes,
but I
indeed.
love my mama.
Okay, I love
tell
my
her, I
mama
say,
too.
well, mama, you know you ain't the same size you used to be.
Okay, right there, right there.
Mm.
Your booty matching my booty.
Well, you
You
know,
know.
hey, it is what it is.
Oh,
What's up, Sean Kelly?
We got Sean on here.
Yeah, Sean Kelly popped in.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Yeah,
Sean.
I'm telling you, they want to be trying to have me looking like I'm a damn anorexic. And that's going to be a damn disorder. Damn right there, because I can't do it.
That's gonna be nasty.
Like, what's the man that sing that song? Girl, I like a little cushion.
You ain't gonna have nothing. You ain't gonna have
That
nothing.
little weight don't bother me. Shit. Make
Okay.
fat good again.
That's
Okay.
right.
Fat is bad.
Make fat great again. Hell,
That is bad.
ain't nothing wrong with a little
She say
stomach.
making it through
Yeah,
the rain. Oh, be
That's
careful.
another thing on this mental disorder. All this
Mhm.
damn plastic surgery
Oh
that
Lord.
these people
That's
walking
another
around
one.
here gotta have, looking like everybody the same.
Looking like Shrek
What they
and
look like? What they
Fiona.
look like?
Everybody the same.
Shrek and Fiona.
So we
Shit.
have 5 minutes left,
Yeah.
I'm glad
But-
you made it through the rain. Sean.
Yeah.
but we
Good.
always want to make people know that if you are struggling with mental illness, please seek help.
Yes.
Talk to a family member. If you are considering suicide,
Yes.
always have someone that you're able to express those things that you're going through with. There's plenty 1-800 numbers, there's plenty of helplines. Go to your nearest church. Now, I don't want to say too much.
Please
about
don't stop at using the Google MD. Let me
Yes.
make that very clear.
Yes.
Stop self-medicating yourself.
Yeah.
Because I've done that and I walked around here. I done diagnosed myself with a whole bunch of
I be
shit.
doing that too. I be doing that
But-
too.
Y'all,
Seek
please,
the help.
seriously, seek
Yeah.
the help. Talk
It's
to a
important.
friend. Find
It's
some
important.
groups that are experiencing the whole things that you are experiencing. You know, talk to somebody. You know,
Right.
it doesn't have to go unnoticed.
Or
You
call
don't have
us.
to go
We'll
there.
direct you the right
Yeah, we
way.
dang sure will.
We're going to first talk you to death first.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you where to go. 'Cause I ain't got time.
I'm gonna make jokes.
Well, that's
first.
true. Because that's taking too much of our
I'm gonna make jokes
But we
first.
got to be there.
But I'm gonna help you out.
No, seriously,
We
we're
got to
here.
be there.
We're here to help. I hope Girls Chat brought some light on mental
Mhm.
illness. It is a serious topic that we deal with in our communities. Like I said earlier, you know, our loved ones and sometimes in our homes.
Mhm.
So, ma'am and sir, you know, there's no need to, you know, sweep it under the rug or live with the depression or the anxiety like I deal with myself
Mhm.
sometimes. Get some help.
Yeah.
You know, it's too many avenues and outlets out there. And know the difference between the psychiatrist, the psychologist, and your primary care doctor. All of those are great resources, but make sure you get the one that you really need or utilize them all. You know, if you got good insurance, hey, use it.
Seek
know.
God first.
And you know,
Seek Him first.
absolutely.
And then all other mankind things after that.
Right.
Physicians,
Right.
medication.
And
Let that
in
be the
some
second
jobs,
thing.
though, you know, like we have where we can go on the clock and talk to our counselor.
That's right.
So and it's free. It's on the dime of your employer. So just find out what those resources are, how to tap into them, and if you need it on a regular basis, there is nothing wrong with that. Use it as much as you need to, as necessary as possible. Because too many of our Black people are walking around out of our minds, out of our bodies, and not knowing which way to turn and turning to drugs. That causes a whole nother disorder. So
Right.
it's been real. It's been nice chatting with you guys. I hope we shared some of our experiences with you that can help you see this thing through, and most importantly, to raise awareness.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Most definitely. All right.
So until the next time that we chat, stay sipping.
All
Hey,
right,
Brandy.
you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Sip and Chat. I'm Miss Shay. We have Miss Nikki and we have Miss Ebony. as I always say, take God with you. When you can't take God, that ain't the place you want to be. We are the ladies of Sip and Chat. Have a good night. Peace.
Peace.